Guys, of course, the map going to be Inferno. We'll have Renegades starting off on the CT side, consisting of Yam, Sponge, JKS, Azza, and Ustalo, and Team Dignitas on the T side. See what they can get done on the start there. That's Rubino, MSL, Kierby, Tensky, and Config.
Now, coming right out of the gate, we only have 2 people on the board that have any utility at all. That's Sponge and MSL, both with a smoke and a flash. Looks like Sponge is going to be playing at A. The smoke not so useful for blocking off top mid because, ooh, that's going to
aggressive peek down middle. Takes down MSL. Now Azza getting aggressive here on Banana. That's going to push a player back onto T stairs. That is Tensky down there for Dignitas. Looking for that one tap, not finding it yet. There it is, and maybe a chance for another. 4 bullets, no reloading, and potentially no fallback. And Config with that Glock finds that. JKS trying to do what he can to stay alive.
Ooh, they didn't pick up the smoke on MSL, so they can't actually cross safely right now. Oh, did they?
Well, they'll throw a very, very deep flash. They kind of blind themselves, but they get across. Yam's going to find another kill onto Kierby. JKS still buying time around New Box. Finally, Rubino takes him down. And now Config and Rubino left in a 2 versus 3. But look where the bomb is.
Why is the bomb there?
Someone just charged through, not realizing they had the bomb. And
yeah, that's a bit of a huge mistake as they, number one, didn't get that smoke on MSL, which is critical for the cross. And if they had that, they could have had one person isolated on the site at B because Renegades took their time falling off. Actually finding a kill, Rubino might have changed his round. No, Sponge coming right back to answer with a kill of his own. Has 2 kills on the round so far. Make it a 3rd, and now it's a 1-on-1 with Ustalo. He has the bomb. 25 seconds to go. He can pick either site. It looks like he's committing to B. There's no time to run back at this point. And we'll look to get a plant. Has to make a decision on where he thinks Ustalo is coming from.
He'll plant pretty safe. Hedging his bets towards Banana. Gets the bomb down, but Ustalo moves forward. Gets the frag, and Renegades will start off with the round.
Yeah, good patience from Ustalo. And a round that came pretty close. I mean, I think Dignitas should be happy to have gotten the bomb down in the situation, but once again, needed to grab that smoke from MSL so that they could cross. And other than that, they did a good job getting up Banana quickly enough that Renegades were kind of out of position. No one pushing down mid right away, and the 3 rotates coming late through CT. But that bomb getting dropped that far down, I mean, that's a bit of a mistake in communication. Maybe the bomb was dropped to someone who didn't realize they picked it up. Either way, that can't happen.
Yeah, that was the one player that got actually really blind when they threw the deep flash, and then got blind, got confused, had the bomb, just kept on running. Certainly was a mistake. Maybe it cost them the round, but still, they get it down. They've got money. They won't be putting anything into this. A few upgraded pistols, and now the submachine guns come roaring down middle. And it looks like it'll be a quick cleanup. Tensky has not even been able to leave the spawn yet. They'll chop him down. Yam with the 3K.
See, there's a bit of a mind game here that people are starting to get more accustomed to, and that's if in the second round you do get the plant, you can assume that the team is going to just save for the 3rd, the light buy up on the 3rd, and that can lead you to just get SMG so you can make some money because you know you're anticipating a quick force. If you don't have 2 rounds to farm, right, you only have 1, so that can incentivize you to buy more SMGs, and also it'll give you some confidence in knowing that you're not just going to get full buy rush, but at the same time, that gives Dignitas the play. They can either force up with Tech 9s and stuff like that, or just go for the buy up on the 3rd, and it was a read by Renegades there to see that they were going to save for the AKs. Thing is that they've hung on to 1 MP7, and that's on JKS at Arch. Not very useful where he is. I feel like he could have done a lot more in Asp, but they have Ustalo here with his own SMG. That's a P90.
And they're starting to spam up. They're poking and prodding into the apartment, so I imagine if they want to take full control, they will be checking this room. They don't, well, they've got flashes, and oh man, are they actually going to run up without checking this? And Ustalo's in to make a big play, starts shooting, drops the bomb. That's going to fall back into alternate. Very lucky he even gets that first kill, I think. So Config going to have to drop off and recover that, but now a man down, and it's actually an SMG that dealt a lot of the damage.
Quite careless to not check bedroom in that situation. You know, almost unforgivable. There's no reason. Once you check that long haul, it doesn't cost you any extra time to just turn around and take a look into the bedroom. That would have been a free kill, and now it's 4v3. And again, it's a low buy, so you have Rubino with one smoke left. Ooh, Tensky opens up the B site. That's a huge frag. They don't even need to smoke this right away, but they can.
Yeah, now it'll go down. That's going to let the bomb cross safely in. Rubino with that is going to get the plant. Op shots ringing out from Yam. He's got 1 kill this round, but won't find anything here in B yet. Sponge with the FAMAS and some nades. And all right, a little bit of damage done over to Config. He is down here holding out in the trash below grill. Sponge has got into Garden and is working around so they can pinch onto the site. Rubino is mollied off of an U-box, and he's going to fall as he has to give up that position. Config still holding tight. Intensity back here in dark, going to catch Sponge. Also trying to get that Molotov nicely done. Bouncing up, but they're lining up as they jump across. He nearly gets them both, but everyone has fallen. They just got to get onto that bomb. JKS has a kit, and I think he got on early enough. So.
Oh yeah, they lock it down. And okay, they win the retake. I mean, Dignitas getting into the site, I felt like that meant that was almost a round for free. You know, you have an op on a retake, which is not favorable at all. We had someone in pool who had a shot lined up for him and couldn't hit it, and now Renegades come away with the quick 3-0. You know, the CT round so much more valuable than T rounds in this situation. But that being said, Dignitas can't lose rounds that they should have almost certainly won, especially considering the position they were in. You know, Tensky completely unaware of the fact that people are very likely to jump up on the cart and take a peek at spools, and that's exactly what happened. And you know, as a solo man, you have to be really, really careful about getting traded for free, especially that far up banana. If you're not all the way down banana, your teammates don't have enough time to rotate. And wow, nice peek from JTS.
Yep, starts them off. Just some Tech 9 and other upgraded pistols and armor. Great spray down here by Asa. He's going to grab 3 for himself and then decide to fall back. Actually, both these guys at the top of banana are low. Maybe they just get him spamming through the smoke. Config thinking about moving through it. Will now have to back off, and he's being pinched from the other side. Looks like it's going to be the flawless round here. Yes, it is. Ustalo brings down Config. 4-0 now for Renegades. Team Dignitas, they put some money into that round. They get absolutely nothing out of it, but still, they will have enough to buy rifles and utility going into round 5.
I like Renegades doing, like, continuing the aggression and pushing down mid, pinching bottom mid in the early rounds, while Dignitas don't actually have the ability to stop them. And that way they can show that there's potential for them to push down, but when they have this like big money advantage and they don't do it, it just keeps them honest for the future rounds and makes Dignitas think in the back of the mind that there's always the potential that CTs could just come barreling down mid looking for frags.
And it looks like Renegades have been pretty aggressive. I mean, even pushing through that molly before it was completely gone. Pop flashing out, Kirby, okay. Dignitas, this time taking control of apartments without being killed. But no one was pushed up aggressive this time for Renegades. Molotovs into Boiler Room, and Yam's going to go for a mid-peek.
I really like the op at Boiler in this play. Oh, MSL. I mean, he showed his face. I think he saw the op, and he hit him with a re-peek. A little bit too confident, I feel like.
But yeah, maybe trying to make the play, get the first opening kill.
Yeah.
Thought it could happen there at mid, but Yam's been good. Even since the pistol round, he's been giving some aggressive peeks down middle. Now that he's got the op, Asa playing a very close. Actually, now the flash goes in. Kirby wasn't very blind, but Config sure was. And Asa another 3K, back-to-back 3Ks for him. And now it's Tensky, 1 versus 5.
He's actually got an insane spray. I mean, first it was on saving players, and then it was on players with head armor. No problem. 4 HP on him. He just doesn't want to die. You know, hopefully for him, JKS can take this frag for free. Tensky's definitely going to look for this fight. This is his best chance to get a kill early, and oh, Azer goes down.
Tensky moving. He of course knows where JKS is, and the AK will connect to the face. So 1 shot there for Tensky. He survives on very limited HP. There's Yam still holding there at the top of middle. Hits the shot. 5-0 for Renegades. And what a start for them. I mean, it was a little close, some close rounds definitely to start things off, but 5-0 is great. Puts them out into good position because, I mean, last time they were on LAN and played Inferno, it was against the Mongols, and they only got 2 rounds.
Oh, they must have had nightmares about the map. I mean, that could only, I feel like, motivate you to figure out what your problems are and go above and beyond, you know, for future proofing. And it seems like they're a lot more confident. I mean, their aim right now is just really good as well.
Wow, Yam again peeking down. It's a bit of a broken buy. Some Galil, some Tech 9s. Yam actually only finding 1. And Kirby will bring him down. Now it's up to Ustala. Porch can't get anything done. Sponge actually falling before him as well. So now it's up to just JKS and Asa. Converging onto the A site, 1 from Library. And I believe that's JKS coming up middle. Yes, it is. Asa's smoked off. This is going to be a very difficult retake. As you can see, Rubino already in that pit position. It looks like you got a man that's Kirby opping up in apartments, and that'll be the first man to find the kill. And JKS knows he can't win it. So Dignitas, they get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, with a quick play too, it's something you want to do when you don't have a lot of money, is to hit something fast. That way you don't fall victim to nades, especially if you can get up close without alarming the other team. And that's what they did. The conversion of Porch hit their entries. And they saw Yam was playing up close with the op last round. He was there once again, and it's really tough. You know, you can't get a multi-kill when 2 Tech-9s come out of Boiler at you. So they try to capitalize on that, and they read it well. And now Dignitas have a round. They also have enough money to supplement a pretty good buy. It's not going to be like complete poverty buy here, but thinking about the future, if they don't win this next one, they're going to be extremely poor moving forward. So this is not a round that they want to win on Island. We've seen this situation happen so many times.
Yam is already 10-2, so he's been hitting those shots. He might want to cool it with the mid peaks. It seems like Team Dignitas did kind of catch on to that, exploited it a little bit in the last round, as you said, rushing up mid and having some people come out Boiler real quick. Not much you can do with the op. And Dignitas, they won't get that apartment control. It'll be Ustalo in pit. He actually might be up on the balcony. Hard to tell from the radar. Yeah, he is. Arch going to be smoked off, so that's going to isolate both. It was a JKS as well as Sponge that are over there.
Yeah, right now this is textbook Inferno from Renegades. They have 4 players at A to defend against the split that's coming right at them.
So I don't know if that smoke missed or if that smoke was intentional to actually get JKS in there, or if they mollied it and he extinguished. I'm not sure exactly why the smoke is there, but it is. MSL gets one, then pulls out a nade, and JKS, neither seen nor heard, able to get a kill, peeks out, spraying down. Surprised he didn't even find another one there. Kirby lucky to be alive on 1 HP. Config hurt as well, down to 47, but Dignitas still with the number advantage, 4-on-3. Yam thinking about pushing down Banana. So you can see he took that op to a different position on the map, and he just legged Tensky. He's now down to 16, as Dignitas will move up mid. And they've got to have the read on that.
Yeah. Again, they've still got 2 players at A. It is versus 4. 2 players very low, combined HP of 17. The spray comes out, 1 goes down, 1 for 1. And a 2v3. Rubino is spotted in the site. 2 players trying to converge on Ustalo. He gets 1. And now Yam alone.
Yeah, well, he actually got 2 there. Got one a little bit delayed on the second. And it was getting a bit sketch. I didn't think he was even going to find another kill, but he does, as they were quite low. So now it's all falling onto Yam. He's put down that op. He's picked up the golden coil here, and he's going to try to move forward. He doesn't know no one's in pit, but that is actually quite fortunate for him. That nade's going to go in and not do too much. Hoping they were in the back corner of the site. He still checks it, and behind the spam box, it's Rubino.
Can't land the shot.
Somehow not shot in
more
the face
pot
yet.
shots. Tensky's extremely low. The bomb is ticking down. He manages to escape, but this is a situation where he can try to stick it, and it's in his best interest to do so, but his head shows up, and Tensky takes it off. And Dignitas seal up a 2nd round. 2 in a row. Super important that they did that for the sake of the excitement of this game.
Yeah. And, well, now Renegades, having lost their 2nd round in a row, are quite poor, but are really forcing up. And this could be scary. You completely shatter your economy on a map like Inferno, you're going to get pretty punished. Yep. So there's a lot of importance on this round with 2 FAMAS 5.7, Mag 7, and a Scout.
Yeah, they see an opportunity. They had a full 2nd buy. They failed to win it. They brought it to 1v1, however, and so they know Dignitas are trailing blood. And in the situation, if they're even able to make it expensive, even though they'll have to save once again, they've got a decent enough buy that I think they can guarantee 2 or 3 kills in their mind, and it makes sense. But winning it will be hard.
All right, well, they've taken damage from a shotgun, so they know what the weaponry is like on the side of the Renegade, so now they might be a little wary about pushing into a site. I'm sure they'll be sure to clear their corners. They've got, what, 2 incendiaries left to do that, a bunch of flashes, and 3 smokes.
Even though Dignitas are posturing towards mid here, it's super nice to see a gamble stack from Renegades.
Agree.
In a situation where you don't have much to go off of. You know, you can't rely on a site hold with a 5.7 and a Mag 7, so.
They're actually
going back to B.
They're going back to B. Maybe they won't now since JKS peeked out. Now he's got an AK. We'll take a bit of damage there. Flash goes out. Might be a bit too late. Everyone's somewhat blind, actually. SL's able to get one. And now Sponge standing there with the swag. He'll be cut down. And actually, Ustalo's on the flank. And if he goes fast enough, he should be able to get this freebie on to Kirby. He's going to pop that flash and jump right on through. Kirby, though, not blind, playing close in the corner. Config was, but Kirby saves the day, winning the round on 8 HP and grabbing a 3K.
That's huge. I mean, we had Renegades pushing down Banana. Dignitas were posturing towards A. They threw a couple of nades to pull a rotation. Little did they know the rotation would come aggressively down Banana at them. And that was 4 players from Renegades with not the best equipment value, but that round could have gone either way.
Yeah, that got pretty messy at the top of Banana. I honestly wasn't even too sure what was going on. But Dignitas come out ahead. That's going to be 3 in a row right now. And I don't know if this is PC crash, so it's a problem pause. They're not taking their timeout yet. And Renegades gave us, actually, Sponge in general, when he was on the desk there in Taipei, gave us a bit of insight to the team, how they will take pauses if they lose a certain amount of rounds in a row.
Yeah.
But at 5-3 with the lead, I'm sure they're not doing that yet. And money's tight, so they're going to have to take a save.
Yeah, I mean they've got a little bit to think about, and for good reason. That was, you know, a round that simply could go either way. It came down to a death match on Banana, and honestly, some of those weapons that Renegades had maybe even outclass rifles at that range, you know, depending on the situation. But either way, Dignitas pulling out another super crucial round. This could have easily been an 8-0 with Renegade stacked, you know, 8 to 10K apiece, and Dignitas, against all odds, managed to scrape together 3. So that is huge for them. And they know that right now Dignitas did an all-in buy, and that they basically have to avoid getting ecoed. And not only that, but they really want to spend this time taking the round out slowly and making sure that they don't lose any players. Every player is valuable in this situation. We see how much equipment value is on the table.
Nice use of Molotovs here. They threw one in through the window, an alternate to clear out boiler, so they know no one is sitting in there. Bouncing one into behind porch, so they know that's clear. So not really risking their lives against the potential pistol stack. If they go porch side, it could actually be a little bit dangerous, as you do have someone boosted up on the ledge. That's going to be Sponge.
Yep, and it looks like they have a good beat on what Dignitas are trying to do right here. And since Library isn't smoke, AZR might have a free couple of shots. And it looks like Ustilo is going to help him clean them up. Rubino from pit gets a 3rd kill on the round, or a 2nd actually. And Kirby finding one for himself as well. Very successful full eco from Renegades. And it was because they over-rotated without hesitation, you know. And it, you know, typically that word has negative connotations, but in a situation where you don't have much to go off of,
gotta take those risks.
Gotta take those risks.
And it nearly worked out. Yam was alive, could have even done some more damage, trying to exploit a smoke that was kind of giving him a bit of a one-way, perhaps. But to no avail. So 5-4 now, Dignitas with 4 in a row. Looking good thus far. How's the money for Renegades?
Yam's definitely back in his comfort zone right now. He's got his op. You know,
Glass cannon, though.
They spent all his money. Oh, yeah, glass cannon, that's true. That might put him in a more passive position. But the thing is, Dignitas aren't doing, like, super full executes right away. I think if Renegades have any idea of what Dignitas will do first, guaranteed, it's typically that they like to go halls. But it looks like instead of falling into their own pattern, they're going for top banana control pretty quickly with the bomb.
Yeah, just using their utility to either get that halls control or the banana control, see what happens, and work the round from there. This round they will choose banana. You've got JKS and Azza playing inside, and Azza's taking quite a bit of damage already. But so has MSL on the side of Dignitas. And who's that on the lurk? That's just going to be Rubino.
Bomb working its way back. A minute 15. They've got banana control. Yam isn't having too much pressure put on him at mid, so he's going to get more confident as the round goes on, though. Has to worry about halls because they don't have control of that either. And this gives like a lot of power to Dignitas in terms of controlling rotations, which is the point of each round on Terrorist side of Inferno.
So Tensky and Kirby will stay and hold on to the banana control that they got at the start of the round. Now Dignitas is going to go back and try for the alternate mid apartment control, where Bino looks to be taking care of most of that. And MSL and Config poised to go up middle. And I think the fake is coming here onto the B site, where defenses are bolstered. You've got 3 people over here. Is anyone going to move off this porch setup that they've got between Yam and Ustilo? And Tensky gets a kill. Kirby just going to go the other way. First player to fall at A is Yam.
Oh, and Ustilo goes down in the pit, the strongest position on the site. And on top of that, Tensky managed to find an entry and jump into CT, so he knows that CT is completely clean, and his teammates at Arch can just focus on mid. And it looks like it's just going to be a save coming out. Pretty dominant round by Dignitas, who are able to, in their default, win a couple of very important 1v1s. You know, ideally for Renegades, they shut down that B fake, they get the kill, they wait a little bit, and I mean, and that's actually ideally for Dignitas in the sense that they're willing to risk a player at B on their fake, right? And if he gets a kill, that's pretty much how you win the round. But if he doesn't, you still can if you're able to hold rotations long enough. But because Renegades were set up in that 3-2, simply throwing stuff at B was enough because you're holding players there that were committed in the first place. Now, I know the scoreline hasn't got out of hand yet. The worry for Renegades is that they've won the early rounds, including the pistol, and Dignitas have just won, you know, really, really nice, a nice series of rifle rounds. To numerically tie the half, but that's not as relevant as the fact that they have like 4 rifle rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Bulk of the rifle rounds and certainly the momentum at this point.
Yeah.
Renegades with a little to work with. JKS and Azza. Azza's going to go to the B site by himself. JKS will be holding that pit position, which is a strong one over in the A site, but it's still going to be tough as the other 3 just on pistols. And I like the, you know, spend $400 and you got yourself some flashes to maybe get some free kills. And there they go, trying to look for those free kills into the apartments. It doesn't work out. Ustalo is forced to fall back, but Rubino did take some damage from that.
Yeah, actually splitting up the guns here, and originally having, was it 3 at B or just 2-3? But it's going to be important for Renegades to put the rifles in a position that they can trade kills, and there is one. Oh, he can fall off the pit. That's going to allow him for the potential of multi-frag, and AZR has a smoke for B.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to push the smoke. Will he do it at a time such that MSL has a nade out? Now he's going to throw that Molotov into the corner. Knows that's clear, so he can just focus on getting this kill, and he will. That's going to be Yam down. They smoke the arch cross. Haven't crossed yet, though. They're being very, very slow, trying to sniff out a stack. And look at that, just like that, 3 rifles now on the side of Renegades.
And what's so nice about Dignitas is they future-proof the round by keeping Tensky on Banana in case they want to fall back. And there is a single trade, but still favoring Dignitas as it stands. MSL gets caught off guard in CT by AZR, and I think that means to them that they know they have the site. Tensky, yeah, fully aware of this. Realize that AZR is going to be the first contact from the Renegades. They're going to be able to put the bomb down and play a pretty decent after plan. I'd say this round favors Dignitas like 70%.
One more smoke left, too. Kirby's going to chuck that over to CT. Sponge, though, pushing through before he even blooms and getting the first kill onto Kirby. They're both doubled up here in Emo. They're not going to realize that Tensky is here. Now spotted and won't even win that. Sponge finding 2, I think, on the retake and 3 overall on the round, as well as getting the defuse. So he breaks the dry spell there for Renegades, and they'll find their 6th round.
Typically, like double emo can be really powerful and would work if number 1 you're the first guy gets a kill, or number 2 he just doesn't die for a long time and makes it really annoying for them to clear the site. When they're running out of time, people aren't typically going to kill someone in emo, and then without having cleared all the other positions on the site, like even Banana, go deep into emo and look for a second person. So that's why that would work if there was a little bit more damage done and time delayed by Dignitas. And back at his spot. Ooh, he's taking a lot of damage though.
I'm surprised. It looked like that might have connected through the wall. Yeah, Yam down to 17, and Sponge has fallen, taken out of the round by Config. So first kill on the round for him. Ustalo, the smoke and the fire getting the better of him there, I think. Doesn't react at all to MSL. Wow. And Yam is hunted down and killed as he was hiding, scared and alone behind the single box in the A site. It's just up to JKS now, 1 versus 5, and of course he's just trying to hold on to his $6,100.
That was super nice. I mean, I thought like what they had benefited from taking top mid there was doing like 90 damage to the Yams, but as they did crisscross flanches at top mid to get bracket control, Config got a kill on Arch at the very same moment. So they have the op receding into the site, exposed, and then Arch control taken right away, so the op doesn't even have time to rotate around, and they put him in the worst spot possible. I mean, they even had abs control in that situation. Dignitas very well organized and looking fierce as ever. Renegades opting to spend their money here. UMP, M4, P250, 5.7. That's a goodwill buy right there.
So kind of the perfect scenario for Dignitas. You get 5 in a row. The other team's got max bonus. You let them get 1, and then you just win again. Now they're completely reset. They're in such a tough spot. Talk all the time about Inferno, how important all the utility is to buy so much time for your CT defenses. And now Renegades, if they want to keep buying up, they're going to be lacking that utility. And Dignitas is a team that can play slow and methodical enough to really exploit that.
Yeah. Sorry?
Well, I was going to say MSL's already gone down, though.
Yeah, I really do like how they're trying to get bottom fanatic control, and it's given them the most often. Wow, jumping through smoke is something they're going to regret for the rest of this round.
Caster's Curse. So much for slow and methodical. Let's just jump through the smoke.
Yeah, I mean, they did have time to play with. I think they were banking on the fact that Renegades were going to do like a 4-stack over to A, leave one person on banana. Instead, they had 2 people waiting for it. So their setup seemed to be pretty good overall. Dignitas just seemed to be a little bit too sharp for them. But overall, like, Renegades don't look confused at all. It's just that they're falling apart to like some of these fast mid takes and just even bracket control, not even actually hitting the site right away. And then their R traps, well, you know, they notice, I think, that Renegades are pretty quick to rotate and always have Tensky either T-stairs on banana, just in case they need a fallback plan. So they always have info. And they have a lot of trust in their team to make sure that that people aren't losing or dying for no reason. Oh, those are some really good mollies, but Rubino and KJB come up with the frags. 5v3 instantly, minute 30 on the round.
Just like that. A lot of players on Dignitas are quite hurt, so maybe there's a chance that Renegades can play themselves back into this one with some good crossfires. Even still, it will be difficult. It's going to leave JKS alone on the B site, and somewhat aggressive still on the top mid control between Yam and Ustilo. The Yam with that op, he maybe wants to peek down middle, but Team Dignitas are just going to get no smoke to jump through this time, as they just get into banana again with that man advantage. See what JKS can do. He's got no utility to work with, just his gun. He'll find that first shot. He'll try to retreat further back. Molotov goes straight to new box, so it's good. He just went to second orange, just finding a second kill, making this very difficult for them. Now 3-on-3, even more damage. And just, what is that, a combined 67 HP?
Combined person.
Not a lot. Now 2-on-2. Look how low Rubino and Kirby are. 17 HP. Ustilo just going to wait. Now need to go through the fire. And actually, they have 2 more incendiaries, so they can do their due diligence here and clear everything out. They now know where Rubino is. He'll show his cards. He's going to rotate around to construction. See Ustilo, you can generally see the player if you... Oh, he's actually looking the other way into construction, but now Yam knows where that came from. No way you're going to lose that battle. Player with about 10 HP, and he'll get the defuse. So Renegade's now going to lead 8-6.
Yeah, they've Renegades have won some notable retakes. Every single 2v2 retake on the bomb side, I think there's 3 of them so far, or there have been. Renegades have been able to win it, and that's a really good thing for them. I mean, they still have the potential for a 9-6 half, which I think is fine. You know, these days it's not too hard to come by T rounds. I don't think this map is 11-4 CT-sided anymore. More often than not, we see positive T halves where
well, not if it's a map you work on.
Yeah, certainly. But the same can be said for both sides. And even on top of that, Dignitas will be a force to be reckoned with on their CT side as well. So, yeah, I'm going for the re-peek.
Yeah,
just find a shot. Lucky to get away with his life there. Could have been a tense situation if he died.
With how many people he saw to go back in for that peek, and it's been a while since he's gone for the aggressive peek down middle. That's how he kind of started off the half with the USP, then with the op. Finally got shut down. We saw him move around, become a bit more mobile, but now he goes back for it and finds the opening kill on MSL. Now, as out of Arch, able to get one Sponge. Finds Tensky and Yam, shifting that op over to Arch side, takes down Kirby. It's just Rubino in a 1 versus 4. And Sponge to close it out. So there it is, the 9-6 half for Renegades.
Yeah, we saw, you know, 1/3 of the rounds go to retakes. Dignitas winning 5 or 6 really, really nicely coordinated, good rotation, or rounds with good rotations. They've earned themselves a couple of eco rounds as well. I feel like that was like an ideal half for, or not, obviously not an ideal half for both teams, but a pretty good half for both teams in the sense that Renegades had a good start. Then they come back to win some of the later rounds, end up with a relatively positive half. I think there's a lot of good things to say about both the way that Renegades play their CT side, which I really like the focus on bottom banana, how that benefited them sometimes. I love their stacks and their ecos. Right, I think they did a lot of things right, and Dignitas just played so well that it made him seem like there were holes in their defense, but Dignitas working the map really well.
Yeah, it was well played. I just like to point out that Yam, 96 ADR and 6 first kills for Renegades on that CT side with the op, and of course that op will be more effective on the CT side of Inferno when we switch things around. We'll see if he'll use it on our Inferno match earlier. We did still have the ops present for both teams. We'll see what happens here as we move on. We'll switch sides. All armor for Dignitas on their CT side. And Renegades will go 4 armor. Sponge picking up that utility.
Yeah, not a single kit. I mean, there isn't a site that you can go to that won't benefit from having at least 1 smoke on the T side. I mean, you can try to frag out, but this map allows you to fall back too easily on CT side. So being able to smoke something out, like whether it's Moto at A or just CT cross at B, invaluable to have that. We saw that cost Dignitas the first pistol round, not having that smoke for the cross on B. And it's like they're about to get ready to march up these steps, jumping across and clearing out halls. Halls is really nice for Glocks, especially if USBs don't play here. This is the fastest way to crunch the A site. And if you take halls control, you can also just rocket back to B and know that there aren't any CTs close to mid to get that info right away. But Dignitas, with half a stack going on, I mean, I don't know if MSL is just here and going to spot, but it's clearly worried that the bomb might rotate back. Either way, they've got a fully passive setup, and that's kind of what Renegades want from them.
Well, it looks like I think they used a flash to try to get up to top mid. Yeah, they have. Sponge is missing one of them. Tensky playing on the dresser here, or maybe even the chair, whatever it is. A little bit of an off angle to watch the people that come up arch, but the smoke will block them off. And they might, will they try to pinch to B? It looks like that's maybe what they're going to do. Still one man, that's going to be Azza, I think. Yes, it is, inside of Banana. They've got to fight Tensky. They'll take him down. MSL, though, did find a kill. He's trying to retreat back into the B site. He's wise. He knows what's going on. And yeah, wow. Well done. Man advantage now. Renegades 4-on-3. 2 still holding out on the B, and it's going to be Renegades that continue to commit. Can't really give up now. They've got to keep going. And look at MSL. He's now up to a 3K right now on the pistol. 2 versus 2. Bomb's gone down for Renegades. MSL moving around looking for some more. Another headshot onto JKS. And now it's just Yam. 1 versus 2. Both are going to peek. Well done. Either will get the frag. MSL's actually on for the ace right here, but he's going to be the one to tap the bomb. Config gets the kill.
And the defuse.
And the defuse.
And the defuse. Why not? Happy about it, too. That was a huge round from MSL, obviously. You know, a couple of fadeaway USP headshots while he defended that CT rotate. And then, you know, it looked like it was about to get ugly when I think Yam killed someone at inside a library. That's pretty much the linchpin for the rotates at A. And still, with an insane sight hold, we can see why they just favored armor over anything else. Really believe in their ability to hit headshots on the pistol round, which is something you pretty much have to do if you want to win. I don't think there's ever been a pistol round won without a single headshot.
Yeah, it's got to be impossible.
So, no. MSL and KGB are at top Banana. I mean, this can get kind of risky. I mean, there's obviously no one here, but sometimes that gets ugly real fast with a huge rush. Like, you wait behind that smoke, toss a flash. You can either get mowed down or just someone just gets tech 9 immediately. And we have a fully passive setup at A, but the thing is they were perfectly comfortable doing that on the previous round. I'm surprised we don't see that here. Oh, we went from passive to Tensky pushing through into the smoke, I think, to try to get that info or kill. And MSL has a lot of pressure being put on him right now. Only finds 1 frag. Sponge takes a bullet to the head with only 18 health, and Kirby on Banana.
He's lurking pretty hard. Yam's going to check it, but we'll get a FAMAS bullet to the face. As I'm pretty sure that smoke that was in the arch room was actually a smoke from Team Dignitas. They realized that smoke goes down, you want to push through arch, so they smoked it themselves to kind of dissuade that. And it doesn't look like it really worked out entirely because Renegades were still able to push through, got onto the site, 3-on-3 retake situation. You got 1 flash if you're Dignitas, nothing else to work with, and no kit, so you got to make it fast. That's the last Molotov going out from JKS, and with a Tech 9 at range, hard to get those kills. They're still trying. Azza's got the M4. Now he'll strike onto Rubino. And where they might be behind him, Kirby, though, behind Grill.
And now just Kirby at Deagle, 27 HP, and full intention to save, is going to run away from this bomb site. Renegade's going to get a 10th round, and they did it after ecoing Dignitas. I think that 1 kill at Arch was huge, you know. I guess, you know, MSL pushing into CT is one thing. On the last round on the pistol, a similar situation happened, but their Arch player managed to stay alive a lot longer. And I think it just gave Renegades too much confidence once they were able to make it 5v4 that quickly to be able to crunch the site. And Dignitas not as efficient on their retakes, I guess, as Renegades have been. It's not an easy site to retake, and I see like some of those rounds, it seemed like there was no way Dignitas could lose, but Renegades managed to break their way in. That's part of the reason that they have a lead at this moment.
So Renegades doing something that we saw from Dignitas quite a bit, moving out to alternate, looking to get control of the apartments, or will actually just be more of a straight up tactical execute to top mid and into the A site. So not even bothering with the apartments control. Kind of fortunate that, oh no, it's a straight up fake. They're going to turn things completely around, and MSL, they catch them in motion, and they move into the B site completely for free. Rubino and Config were fairly aggressive in halls, but unable to get anything done. and left contemplating saving the minimal equipment that they have in the first place.
You have at least one round that you can do where you know the other team is either on like a force or a full save, where you throw any kind of fake and they'll just bite on it completely. I mean, they'll have, you know, on an eco, you're going to take any reason to rotate that you possibly can. And we saw Renegades moving for, you know, just off the reads or, you know, the judgment calls that they were making, even off of very little information. So if you give them some information, you can more than likely clear out a bomb site, make sure that there is no chance that you get ecoed, and you know they might not fall for the fake next time, but this round's the round that was most important, and they managed to get away with it.
Whoa! That's not how you save your guns. Kirby's killed Tensky. Caught in the crossfire, and that nade should do it if it blows up before the round ends. No, he's able to jump over to safety of the logs. I don't know how he lives there.
Yeah.
But that's going to be 11-7. 2 rounds now in a row. Both bomb explosions for Renegades.
Would be surprised to see Renegades just run away with this. You know, after Dignitas had such coordination on their T side. Not to say that we should sleep on Renegades T side at all, but the way that both these teams were playing, you'd think this map would be fairly CT sided. There's a kill from Config, and he will go down to that nade for sure. That leaves MSL alone with a USP.
That's going to be tough. And surely second oranges gets checked. Well, you get dinged. Good thing that wasn't an upgraded pistol, because you would have just taken a casualty.
Yeah.
Lucky to be alive, but JKS gets the frag now. Rubino and Kirby more than likely going to post for exits. Contemplate saving again.
Yeah, I mean, breaking the economy is the best way to win rounds on T side. This map only becomes CT side when you have the money to win around on CT side. That means Molotovs, that means an op. We saw, you know, Yams have that impact in the first half where he put that op to work and got the opening frag so many times. That resulted in round wins, just in that one kill for free. Dignitas won't have many more chances to come back from this. I mean, this is a best of one. Looking to recycle these guns once again.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Renegades wants to chase too hard there. Even though their money is pretty established at this point. 3 bomb plant explosion round wins in a row. They're good to go. Some people approaching, you know, 8, 9K, having to buy down a little bit below that. And then Dignitas, they're able to get out to some sort of a rifle round.
And not enough money for the op, but way too much reason to buy here for Dignitas. 7 rounds, you know, all the smokes they need. Full rifles. And we'll see how Renegades want to start this round out. Again, top mid control, top banana control. If you are going to go into a default, or 2 goals on T side. And so far it looks like Dignitas are just holding top banana with a couple of smokes. They can recycle these smokes. I like smoking mid is almost so pointless because bracket control will just get forfeited so easily that, you know, we often see 4 or 5 smokes being used on banana solely. But here we have 2 smokes burned at mid, so banana can't be held for that much longer if Renegades decide to go back. They might have top banana for free.
Yeah, as it took a lot of damage and was forced to drop back to the T stairs. But also Dignitas has taken 1 member, put them more passive into the site. It's just going to be MSL that's playing more aggressive, as they'll actually team up and both back off. Looks like they've got a bit of a crossfire setup at the opening there into B. But bulk of the forces for Renegades are still controlling on top middle. They've waited out Team Dignitas, who did initially have somewhat of an aggressive control and a crossfire between Arch and Porch side. Now they've backed off into the site. So Renegades doing well, but 40 seconds on the clock. Soon they will be pigeonholed into A.
And looks like a little bit of a re-aggression on banana. Unlike Dignitas, they aren't just leaving someone to stay on banana the entire time. Here we have Renegades 5-manning up mid. It seems like trying to take lane versus 4 people shouldn't be favorable.
To do it though. They get the wall down to be able to plant inside of it. And meanwhile, Azza and Ustalo are hitting shots. 5-on-3, bomb planted. Still, you got people within the A site for Dignitas, but they can't do anything. The smokes are still there. Yams locking down Arch. Tensky in the battle for his life behind that spam box. Wow. And Ustalo gets the final one in pit, takes out MSL. And Renegades, man, their playbook is looking pretty diverse here on the T side.
You know, we saw similar levels of discipline from Dignitas, but getting top mid control 5v5 and then executing versus 4 players. I mean, the one thing to note for Dignitas is that they had 2 pit players that didn't get a kill, and they weren't smoked off. They just had all the pressure put on them. And that was the idea behind Renegades round. Let's isolate the pit players because they have all the advantages, but it only gets really tricky when we have to go kill a pit player and someone from Arch can help them out, or someone from Sight can help them out, or someone from Great Art can help them out. So let's smoke off the entirety of Moto, the entirety of the site, because we can plant for pit and we can swarm it at the same time.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And now Kirby looking for some information here with just the pistols. Not sure which one he even had, but JKS kills him for free. Azza and Yem also lighting up that kill feed, so that leaves Rubino and Tensky both poised at the top of middle, but it doesn't look like they're going to see a fight quite yet. Bomb making its way up Banana.
If you want to see like a, if you want like a demo to watch and just like a nice A take for A side on Inferno.
We've seen a few.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've seen a few. This whole demo has been full of them, but that round in particular was just so clean, with the top mid control included. Go back and watch all the smokes go down, and that's the ideal situation. Obviously, it's not going to happen like that every time, but even still, let's say those two pit players traded out 1-for-1. None of the rotators got any kills either, so it seemed pretty solid overall. And Renegades just like haven't given up a round post pistol this half.
That's crazy. This is going to mark 5 in a row, and they're on the hunt. They've killed Tensky. They're looking for Rubino though, as he is the one that got away with the M4A4 Hal. It's actually Kirby's gun.
Oh.
And all right, Ustalo takes him down, checks that little hut, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there's plenty of strange names out there, but
surprisingly enough,
something you are going to want to check when it gets really late and you've cleared out most of the other parts of the map.
Dignitas have another full buy on their hands. I mean, this is their last chance. Obviously, if they don't win this round, they're going to have a buy next round. It's not going to be great. They won't have an op. They haven't seen an op in general on CT side, kind of by choice in terms of how they've decided to buy their force up.
They're also not a team that opts all that heavily either.
That's true. And ooh, 2 opening trades.
Wow.
Beating.
And there's no one here. It's a mad dash to B for Tensky.
Yeah.
And look at JKS still lurking. That's what you can do as a lurker. When your initial offensive is that effective, you can just sit and alternate all day, catch off those rotators. 4-on-2 right now. Dignitas are in real trouble right now. A lot of pressure on Rubino and Tensky. No kits here. You might have to save, but they are pushing in. Continuing to go for this. Now they will... Are they backing off? No, just changing their approach. Rubino goes out of construction, now coming up the stairs here. JKS from Banana to find his frag, and Yam brings down Tensky, who is still back in construction. Match point for Renegades here on Inferno.
As an IGL for Renegades, I mean, you just got to be too happy. Everything you're doing,
everything's working.
Just working. It's just working. There's pretty much nothing you can't do, and at this point, you're just like, oh, what would you like to do? You look at your team and be like, you've had fun on both sides of the map. What would you like to do this round? Because it's just basically going to be his job to find a way to be creative, and sometimes that can mean asking your team what they want to do, because it seems like they're willing and able. Now Config's got an MP7. We got 4 Pharmacists.
It's a sad looking around here from Dignitas when you look over at the weapons they have.
Yeah, they've got lots of smokes, but they're in halls right now. Hoping to get an opening frag.
And now they've got to be nervous. They see that Molotov. They're like, uh-oh. Renegades are playing CS. They're checking everything. We could be in some trouble. But the double peek down those stairs, that could be problematic. JKS, he's actually lurked here a couple times in a row. I feel like, is that going to work again? I mean, we'll find out.
Yeah, versus a low buy, you typically don't want to go into halls. And I think they know that this is just definitely a force. But I suppose if they focus enough attention to it, they should get favorable trades. That being said, mid is wide open, if only they could see it.
Yeah, even B is pretty open. I wonder if the guys over there, that's going to be Yam and Azza. Actually, they're contending with the smoke still, I think, are going to push through. Now JKS has peeked. He's grabbing some information in halls, actually, and he's just going to Molotov up into the hallway, and that's going to force them both to move. That is perfectly played here, but they come flying out of Boiler.
Oh, my goodness.
And they cause a lot of damage to the actual mid take for Renegades. 4-on-2. And that Molotov pushed them right over to the main offensive of Renegades, and then Dignitas to shut it down.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, JKS just got them to do exactly what he wanted them to do, and funneled them into mid, made them really uncomfortable, had them backpedaling out of Boiler, and they still managed to find the frags. Obviously, with the help of MSL, who realized that as his teammates were coming out, that they were about to experience a little bit of pressure and push through that arch smoke. It was a really good play by him. Got 3 kills for that, for his efforts. Renegades not hurting for money. at all. Have probably no worries at all. I mean, Dignitas, you know, they're going to take it one round at a time. This round, MSL has an op, so that's a way to reinvent themselves a little bit, change it up, apply pressure in different ways. You know, having an op means that you can stack a site more easily, knowing that you can cut all the way down banana, for example, 4 players a day, and if MSL spots something, you can just rotate, and they're not just going to rush them.
And they'll actually, Dignitas realizing how important it is, setting up a very strong crossfire at the top of middle, a man onto the porch. I believe that was Tensky. Actually, no, Rubino, sorry. Tensky over at Arch, and Config also helping out. And yeah, there's Rubino with that first kill. And the second won't let Sponge out of Boiler. And now Dignitas, well, it's not too late, right? They can still bring this into OT, starting to find their footing here on the defense, the CT side of Inferno. Just Yam and Azza up right now. Both of these guys have had pretty incredible games, by the way. Yam, even though they've started losing a couple rounds, he has gone ham. 22 and 11, started off very strong. JKS and Azza also with 19 kills apiece.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where you have so much money, but if you want to make it, like, you're starting to see that Dignitas are figuring you out. They've stopped a couple of things that you wanted to do, either slow or fast. Maybe you want to go back to that fast speed that works so well in that one round. Well, that's going to be a little bit obvious coming into this next one where you've just filled at A twice. So maybe save that one, or instead just hit B late. Either way, I think that's the weakness for Dignitas, whereas A is a little bit harder of a site to take. And walking all the way up Arch, though, seems to be the play at the moment.
20 seconds. Now they're going to be spotted. Azza will bring Config down. Man in Graveyard is Rubino. Playing very, very reserved, and he gets those final 2 frags. Got the first 2 frags as well. That's a 4K for Rubino, coming up very, very clutch when his team needs him the most.
Yeah, that's a huge round from Rubino. Good patience too, letting a player cross who should have been responsible for clearing. I guess his teammate on the other wall would have been more responsible for clearing out Graveyard, but wouldn't expect the last player on A to be there. Luckily for him, they went Arch. And now, again, another full healthy buy from the Renegades. This money does deplete, though. You can have 16K apiece and get rid of that easily in just 3 rounds. But what's benefiting them having 16K is that, like, they can go off this loss bonus constantly and then get up to a max loss bonus over after they're out of money and be able to buy. But look at this, 4v4 now. JKS finding a frag. Config coming out with 2 huge frags.
Out of the air. Ustilo takes him down, flying with a headshot. And then peeking off of the truck, he's going to get MSL. Kirby left 1 versus 2. The best of 1 on the line here. This clutch opportunity from Kirby. He's got a kit. The bomb is not recovered yet from Renegades, but Yam will hit the shot anyways. It's 16-9, just like that. Renegade. What an extremely impressive T-side.
Yeah, even on CT they looked great. It's just that Dignitas looked fantastic as well, and so that was just 2 Titans clashing, and it felt like in their prime they were both playing extremely well. So Dignitas have a little bit of work to do on their CT side, made to look like they didn't have one by a team that just had a pristine T side of their own.
Well, they did get off to the worst start possible on the CT side of Inferno, which it sounds kind of counterintuitive if you're newer to Counter-Strike, but winning the pistol and then losing hurts so much more.
Yep.
And it also makes it very, very tempting to force buy maybe a little more than you should, and that's dangerous on a map like Inferno. They lost round 2 in the second half, and then they lost 6 rounds in a row because of it, getting 2, but not able to chain anything together beyond that. That last round is very, very close, but it's Renegades that kind of just brute force their way up that porch side and do take that last round. And this is our last game of today, so hopefully you've enjoyed, but we're going to go down to the desk, and we do have one more match. So, guys, take it away.
Right then, thanks a lot, boys. We'll see you in the green room in just a bit, but thanks for all your hard work today. And it looked like Lorna's worked up a bit of a sweat there in particular, so hard-working man, love him. But let's talk about this game. Ustillo, one of the greatest pickups of all time, it seems, turned Renegades from a team that's struggling against people that shouldn't be losing to teams like Mongols and things like that in those regional qualifiers. Now they're beating teams like Dignitas who are coming in, while they're in the ascendancy in Europe. So a huge result for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Renegades that when they show up, they're the one that looks like the dangerous team. The good part of when they show up. And obviously they look sick here today. Ozzer and JKS have been playing so well lately. That change, at least initially, looks to have helped Yam out. He had a good game. And you know, this was kind of their mindset, their approach to this match. Renegades is coming in. They knew, or they figured, if they could apply pressure to Dignitas, if they could get on top early, if they could maintain that lead, that Dignitas would eventually just start, you know, get into that mode where they're just like, how are we losing? And then just mentally kind of collapse from there. And it looked like that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and you know, lots of fragging in the team. We talked about how, you know, Yam and Azza and Astillo would all bring some firepower here, but they were very high up in the frag charts and did a great job.
I mean, when you look at the old Renegades, that's one of the areas they always suffered in, actually. JKS always brought a pretty good frag number. Azza he would always be, like, pretty solid with his aim. But beyond that, they lacked a lot, actually. Like, Yam never was the person who could step up and be the third name. Well, this time, man for man, they were out-fragging Dignitas the whole time. Now, Dignitas did get some rounds on the first half. You thought they have a chance if they get the pistol. But actually, like I said, it's the T-side in the past that always cost Renegades. T-side was immaculate here. They were just running over them. They were even doing it, like, tactically, taking over areas, push Dignitas back. Dignitas looked very, very hesitant on CT sides, just waiting for retakes that were never going to work, saving weapons. I mean, Kirby had frags, but he could never impact the game, unfortunately. He was always kind of locked out. Yeah,
so that brings me to the next question. You know, what was going wrong for Dignitas? I mean, Moses is alluding to that's a mental crumble.
Well, no, I'll tell you right now, if Config has like 8 frags 21 rounds into the game, you're going to have a very hard time if you Dignitas, because he's right up there. He's one of your star players. He's supposed to be going against teams like Renegades. He should be farming kills. He should be going right up there. It should be like a head-to-head battle, like Kirby and JKS. Should be Azza and Config. Instead, Config just completely lacking, was not able to do anything whatsoever. And so, yeah, you look over, and in the end, there was only one person I thought, and Dignitas was really fragging.
It was strange from Config, because look, I know a lot of people are probably going to seize on the opportunity to start going back to calling him in online and stuff, but he had some good moments out in Barcelona. It wasn't like...
Yeah, he did.
You know, it wasn't like he underperformed there as well. You know, do you think the scrutiny and the pressure's getting to him a little bit?
No. I mean, it might be, but I don't think that has anything to do with the performance here. I think he just had a bad match. I think it's something that he's just going to have to learn to move on from when they have bad matches. It does happen. I think one thing that impressed me a lot, and this is something we saw with Renegades out at the Asian Minor in Taipei, was not only have their bomb site takes been very good and polished, but leading up to the take, the gaining map control as you lead up to the bomb site to execute, to start storming it, to start taking it over, to get that plant, you know, gaining that map control before you actually execute has looked much, much better. Sponge has them playing like very, very clinical with how they use their nades to really manipulate the map and isolate players and take that map control. And I think on the T side that looks very, very good.
And just as a final thought, Renegades, I mean, they must fancy this group now. You know, it's wide open for them. Won their first match, they're into that upper bracket, are going to be playing either Gambit or Cloud9. They'll fancy either of those games, I reckon.
I mean, I don't like to put too much on the first result, but I already thought whoever wins that game is potentially can be taken anyway, so I think they're certainly going to have the chance. And obviously, if Gambit does them a favour and somehow upsets Cloud9 in the best of one, you'd favour Renegades to win it and just be in the major immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the same way. I picked them to come out second in this group behind Dignitas, and I think actually they have a great chance now to just come out first. I had them beating either Gambit or Cloud9, whoever they were going to play in the lower bracket, but now that they're in the upper and playing either one of those teams, I'm going to stick with it.
And the key thing for me is, okay, when Team Liquid lost earlier on in the day for that upset, they were a team that's a brand new team. Okay, they have some excuses, changing the in-game leader. Then when we had this loss of Vexed and SK, again, different players there, different equations going on. In this particular scenario, Dignitas have been very consistent. They're even competing with teams above their level. They're not losing to teams below them. So actually, this is a very legit performance, I think, in terms of Renegades scoring one of the biggest scalps in the tournament.
And we'll see if they can build on that tomorrow. Thanks for your thoughts, gentlemen. Now we're going to take a short break before we come to the last game of the day, which is going to be Cloud9 versus Gambit. Do join us.